Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing today? All right. I will try to be in the meat for a little bit, but I had some things I had to do today. I unfortunately hit a deer, so kind of totaled my car. So I'm having to take care of some issues right there. So I'm sorry I can't be in class. But we do have a test today. The test is in Google Classroom. It is called Part 2A, Explaining Marble Changes in the Taj Mahal. This is kind of building on the test that we had on Tuesday, Wednesday. So this is for another test grade. So I'd like you to go ahead and open this up in Google Classroom, and I'm going to read through it and tell you once again the expectations of what's going to be going on. So go ahead and pause this video till you open up the test. All right, so hopefully now you have opened up the test, and I'm going to go ahead and start reading it to you. It says, now we will also investigate what is going on with the marble in the Taj Mahal and the acid rain produced from pollution. Remember, one of the substances in acid rain is sulfuric acid. So in the first test, we were really just kind of focusing on malic acid, which was produced by algae. Now we're going to be concentrating on the acid rain portion of this. The scientists claim that a chemical reaction between molecules of sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and molecules of calcium carbonate, CaCO3, in the marble is happening, and this reaction produces these four new substances: calcium nitrate, Ca(N2O6), water, H2O, calcium sulfate, CaSO3, and carbon dioxide, CO2. They provide the molecular models below to support this claim. So right here on underneath the reactants, it says a molecule of sulfuric acid, H2SO4, sorry, got to put on my glasses, which is the top one. And the bottom one, a molecule of calcium carbonate, CaCO3. So these react together to produce a molecule of calcium nitrate, Ca(N2O6), a molecule of calcium sulfate, CaSO3, a molecule of water, H2O, and a molecule of carbon dioxide, CO2. Now, understand at the top here it says proposed reactants and proposed products. So we look at the first question. Number one, it says, this is on the second page, use the model they provide to support an argument. Can the two substances listed as proposed reactants, and again, these are the ones that are on the left-hand side, proposed reactants, the sulfuric acid and the calcium carbonate, produce any of the four substances listed as proposed products. And that would be these four here: calcium nitrate, calcium sulfate, water, and carbon dioxide. Explain why using what you know about what happens in a chemical reaction. So basically, I want you to look at the reactants and see if they could possibly make any or all of the proposed products. Tell me why or why not in the area listed. So yes or no, they can make them all. No, they can't make one or the other. And then tell me what you know about a chemical reaction. Tell me why it can't be done or why it is possible in the area that you're explaining. Now, the second one is basically the same thing, but using a different substance. Here we have proposed reactants of nitric acid, HNO3, calcium carbonate, CaCO3. The proposed products are calcium nitrate, Ca(N2O6), calcium sulfate, CaSO3, water, H2O, and carbon dioxide, CO2. So you're going to do the same exact thing here, Instead of being sulfuric acid on the top one, we're using nitric acid on this one. And it says, in another substance that is in acid rain is nitric acid. Explain whether a chemical reaction between molecules of nitric acid, HNO3, and molecules of calcium carbonate, CaCO3, can produce any of the four substances listed. Explain whether it is possible for every proposed product in your response. So you're going to do the same exact thing you did on question 1 for the question 2. All right. Once you are done with that, you move over to question number 3. The marble in the Taj Mahal is falling apart. Now that we have analyzed some potential products from acid rain and algae interacting with the marble, we look at the properties of these products to explain why the Taj Mahal is falling apart and what could be done to preserve it. The original designer of the Taj Mahal, this is actually question number 3 right here. The original designer of the Taj Mahal expected the marble to last through all kinds of weather, typical for the area 300 years ago. Because the air was not polluted back then and rainwater back then did not have acids in it that break down marble, use the data below and the data from your investigations to make an evidence based on argument to support the decision to use marble, calcium carbonate, for the building. So, right here, I want you to talk about why you'd want to use marble for the building. Was marble the best idea to use for this building? Give me its pros and cons right here. Remember, we are talking about 300 years ago when they made this. Now, below I have a chart, which you're going to help use it. Calcium carbonate, this is the marble. Calcium nitrate is one of the products that calcium carbonate turns into when it is mixed with nitric acid. Calcium sulfate is something that calcium carbonate turns into when it's mixed with sulfuric acid. We go to question number 4, and it says, use the property data table above, the one that I just looked at, to develop 2 arguments. Calcium nitrate. Make an evidence-based argument on why acid rain would cause the calcium carbonate in the marble to slowly break down and wash away over time when calcium nitrate is produced. So you're going to look at the data that you have in this table and tell me why it might break down and wash away. And then 2, you're going to do the same thing here with calcium sulfate using the data table in the past. Now, one thing I do want to point out to you, you should know this, but just in case you don't, if you don't remember it, to be insoluble means it does not dissolve, it does not break down. To be soluble means it dissolves or it breaks down. It's kind of an important term that you need to remember. One more question, question number 5. Construct a scientific explanation to advise the government of India. So you're going to come up with a reasoning for this, what you're going to tell India. The pollutants in the air produce the substances we find in acid rain. Sulfuric dioxide is a pollutant that reacts with water and produces sulfuric acid in acid rain. Nitrogen dioxide is a pollutant that reacts with water to produce the nitric acid in acid rain. Which pollutant, nitrogen dioxide or sulfur dioxide, would you suggest the government try to limit in order to slow down the breakdown of marble, calcium carbonate, on the Taj Mahal? In your explanation, describe how that pollutant leads to the change in matter at a particle level. Explain why the result in the breakdown on the marble, explain why that results in a breakdown of the marble in the Taj Mahal. And finally, explain how limiting that pollutant would slow down the breakdown of the Taj Mahal. There is evidence that you need to look at in this data table that'll help you answer those questions. So basically, what you're going to do on question number 5, and that's what you're going to answer on this page back here, is tell me how pollution is leading to the breakdown of the marble. Why is because people are driving cars and factories are belching out pollution? Why is this causing marble to break down? 2, tell me which one of the 2 different pollutants, nitrogen dioxide or sulfur dioxide, would be the most important one to eliminate as a pollutant for the country. And then it tells me there, right there, explain how that's important. So basically, you're going to tell me why it's breaking it down, which one I need to get rid of. Why is there a difference between the 2 of them? All right. I will look at my emails as soon as possible to be able to answer any questions that you might have on this. Do your best and good luck. We'll look forward to seeing you all on Tuesday. Thank you. Have a great day.